Welcome back to Castaway Camping, everyone. This is episode 3, and it's a very special episode at that. I finally sifted through the volumes of film, and this is the first video to come from our trip to the Cape this year. As it turns out, we really couldn't have timed the trip any better, and we're really stoked about that. We had everything open, everything available, but none of the crowds to go with it. We had iconic spots like Fruitbat Falls, the tip itself, all to ourselves. We also found a lot of hidden gems off the beaten track, which we also had entirely to ourselves. So by some sort of miracle, we've timed it perfectly in the midst of coronavirus and 2020. This video is going to cover our first few days, trekking from Cairns through to Chili Beach. We only had a 2-week itinerary made up from Cairns to the Cape, so the aim was to get to Chili Beach as quick as we could so that we could slow down and take in the sights in the northernmost areas of the Cape. We're lucky in our case in that we can go back to places like Lakefield and Princess Charlotte Bay another day, so we wanted to make sure we spent as much time as possible as far north as possible. In this video we stop off at a beautiful camp in Cowan, and of course we cover Chili Beach in its entirety and show you why you really shouldn't miss that spot if you're doing a trip up to the Cape. Alright, let's do it. Good morning. Fully locked and loaded. This is what the back's looking like. Not too badly jammed in there. Big camp crate on the top. Double inflatable mattress. Managed to sneak my rod tube in along there, along the awning. Second spare wheel and tyre at the front. Wish you could come camping, you little rascal. After all the prep, it felt amazing to finally get on our way. We'd committed to a big drive today, going from Cairns to Cowan. This was so we could slow down and really take our time once we got to the top end. But with the ever-changing scenery on this 10-hour jaunt, we never got bored. As you step up the range at Port Douglas, you're surrounded by some of the world's oldest rainforest. Over the range and towards Cooktown, you're greeted with sights like this. This is Black Mountain, a peculiar mountain made entirely of black rocks. This must just be like lizard heaven. This must be where snakes and lizards like die and go to heaven. Look at all those hot rocks. It was in this moment that I'd realised there was really something not right about where we were at this point. Here's the very moment and facial expression when I realised, but we'll get to that later.
First use of my very comprehensive first aid kit. Someone somehow got stung on the arm whilst driving.
I got stung by a bug!
Perks of having open air conditioning in the Land Rover.
It really hurt. I thought I got zapped by electricity or something, and then it just got worse.
So only a couple hours in and we're already at it. Always helps to be prepared.
Just north of Laura, we left the asphalt behind and the red dirt began. This was the Peninsula Development Road, or the PDR, and this is the main highway of Cape York. Gotta watch the tyre trucks. You lose them and you end up in a crap piece of road. It gets very uncomfortable. This stretch of the drive had some huge straight roads, and we couldn't help but put the drone up. For me, this scene was what it was all about, and we hadn't even reached our first campsite yet. We stopped in for fuel at the Musgrave Roadhouse, and the famous fuel tank told us that we had 106 k's left to go. This meant that we'd be getting in right on nightfall. Given how late we got in, I'll show the footage from our stunner of a campsite in the morning. So one of the reasons we're quite so late getting in is because we took a bit of a detour today. We took the scenic route, some would call it. We came up to Lakeland, which is just southwest of Cooktown, stopped in for a bit of lunch and then just moseyed on our way, kept driving, and ended up a bit close to Cooktown. I recognised that road a little bit once you get close to town, and I said, here's that moment again from earlier. I don't know that we were meant to come through Cooktown, and Maddie's like, yeah, no, you don't go through Cooktown, that's fine. And then she was like, do we have to go through Laura by any chance? And I'm like, yeah, no, we do. It's the next town along. She's like, oh, well, in that case, you should have turned back at Lakeland. The turn-off's in the middle of town.
Sorry.
You hearing this?
I thought we wanted to go to Black Mountain and have a look. which was very nice.
Well, we did that twice because we went past it and came back again. So we had a little, sort of half an hour, 35-minute detour and then the same amount back again. So it was an hour and a bit that we spent just doing a fun little loop. If you look over here, that is the PDR, the Peninsula Development Road that takes you to the Cape. And we went over there. That was fun, wasn't it?
Good morning, just woken up at Cohen at the Bend. So we're on the Cohen River, you can see that behind me now, and we are camped just over there. It is a beautiful morning. We woke up to all sorts of birds, some of which I haven't heard before anywhere in Queensland. Lovely, clear, flowing sort of rapids just here. And yeah, it's so awesome. We're only here for a night because we were stopping over as somewhere to break up the big drive up to Chili Beach, but I could happily pitch up here for a couple of days. It's so relaxing.
We do our best to leave campsites looking a little bit better than when we arrived. It's a pretty simple thing to do while you're passing through, but if all the campers that come through did it, then these places would be spick and span. After a great night at the Bend, it was time to get on the road to Chili Beach. We just made a quick stop at Archer River Roadhouse. We just dropped in for a bit of a snack. We got some hot chips and gravy. They're really good. But we were pleasantly surprised. It's a really, really lovely campground. They've got beautiful green watered lawns for you to camp on under big shady trees. And the roadhouse there is quite nice. It looks like there's tables and stuff that get set up to go and have a drink at night time and hang out and talk to other campers. They make a burger that's famous called the Archer Burger. I've heard about it from a few people who say it's really, really good. We are here at 10:30 in the morning today, so we didn't give that one a crack, but we might try and swing that on the way back. But yeah, it's got really good amenities like clean showers and toilets, coin laundries, and the owners are really friendly, so it'd be a great spot to stop, to be honest. We're on our way to Chili Beach today. We're about halfway there and pitching up there for 2 nights, so really, really excited for that. I've heard so many good things about it and can't wait to get there. The road into Chili Beach is loaded with epic scenery as you pass through the Kutini, Payamu or Iron Range National Park. The jungle and red mud roads here really make you feel like you're in Papua New Guinea or somewhere else. And on arrival, this is what the front of our campsite looked like. We made it! Hopefully you can hear that with all the wind. Coconut trees blowing in the wind. It is idyllic here right now. We got a little camp set up just over there through the coconut palms. We're here for a couple of days, which I'm so thankful about. It's been some big drives, but we're going to pitch up and settle in. I'm going to do a bit of fishing tomorrow, I think, because I reckon this could be pretty good. And check it out. Alright, tonight we have got a chicken curry on the cards. I've got some chicken thighs here that we cryovacked before we left. We've got some Musselman curry paste here. We've also got some red and some green in the car. But this one I think was going to go best. Just brought some coconut milk with us, some red chilies, and we've got a bag full of green beans. We're going to add some potato as well, and then we're going to cook some rice. And we should have a fully fledged chicken curry by the time we're done. Alright, so here we have our chopped potatoes, beans and red chilies. Chop the chicken up into chunks. Now let's get cooking. Oh, forgot to mention, got my rum, coconut water that we just hacked out of some coconuts, and lime. Pretty good. I know this probably seems pretty simple to a lot of people, but I think it's important to remember that when you're camping, you don't need to fall into the trap of just having meat and 3 veg every night to keep it simple. You can still make a full, hearty dish for yourself, and it's not that hard. You'll definitely thank yourself for it.
Got some leftovers over here as well because we cooked a big batch, so that'll go towards the next campsite that we roll into just after dark after a big day's driving.
And with that, we called it a night. This is the tiny seaside town of Portland Roads, near Chile Beach. There's not much here apart from beautiful ocean views, oh, and of course a cafe that opens on the weekends. I think it was about time I did some fishing.
Oh no! Coral trout!
Soon after, I hooked something a lot bigger.
This is alright fish. Pretty good
If you look closely, you can see the fish come past the rock I'm standing on. I didn't get a great look, but I'm guessing a solid cod or even a barramundi. You just listen to the reel in this clip.
This is the coolest. Are you seeing this? That is a Maori sea perch. A very little one. He's adorable. You're so cute. This is practically the trickiest fish in the ocean to spear when they get big. This one is so cute.
It was a really cool consolation prize. There was so much fun to be had on lures around these headlands, and it's an awesome way to spend an afternoon.
Little Jeet.
Now get ready for the worst release shot ever. We topped it all off with a little dip in the afternoon. Now there are a lot of crocodiles here, but at low tide, these little pools lock off and there's just enough water to soak the bones safely.
Right, here we are on night 3. We had an amazing day today at Chile Beach. It's been such a great time here. I was sort of debating, we've got one more spare night on our itinerary up our sleeve. We don't know where we're going to stay, and I was saying, oh, we should stay here. We should spend it at Chile Beach. I think we're going to move on. We're going to go across the Cape tomorrow. We're going to do East Coast to West Coast. Going to go and camp on a beach at the mouth of a creek overlooking the Gulf, so we should get a sunset over the water, which is going to be pretty sweet. But yeah, had an amazing time in Chile Beach today. Went over to Portland Roads. If you're at Chile Beach, definitely go see Portland Roads because it is such a cute little town. I mean, I say town, I could probably count on both my hands how many people live there, but there's this tiny little cove with palm trees and like a couple of picnic tables, the remnants of the old jetty that used to be there. We took some drone shots that were amazing because the water there is so gorgeous and blue, and there's reef and palm trees, and it's awesome. So I had a little bit of a fish, walked around the headlands. I caught a little coral trout, I caught a little GT, a little baby Maori sea perch, which was so awesome, and I lost something unstoppable. Cue footage here. But yeah, it was a lot of fun and it's a beautiful place, so if you're heading through here, don't miss Chile Beach, it's awesome.
At this point, we've really only dipped our toes in, and the best is well and truly yet to come. In the next episode, we hit the Cape's west coast, and here's a little sneak peek of that right now. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.